Hey guys, before I start, I want to talk about a YouTube channel out there, and some of you expats out there and some of you YouTube followers might actually like this channel. It's called Ryan on Wi-Fi. It's all one word, Ryan, R-Y-A-N on O-N, and then Wi-Fi. That's all one word, and it's on YouTube. And you got to check out this guy. This guy's really, really good. He's got me on there. He's got all the vloggers on there, and he kind of weaves in some of the vlogger drama out there, and he makes it palatable and funny, and it's not toxic or anything like that. And it's really, really good, and I think a lot of you guys will enjoy it out there. But check it out if you get a chance. But anyway, today I want to talk about a call I received. I received it from a subscriber, and the guy was talking to me about the Philippines, and we got into this conversation. He was talking to me about a friend of his, and I guess his friend met a girl online somehow, and he's a little bit worried about his friend. His friend is going to come to the Philippines and marry a woman that he's just been talking to online, and he's worried about that it might be the wrong thing to do, and he wants to take the girl back to the U.S. This guy does. He's in his 20s or 30s, I believe. He's younger than the guy that called me, and the guy that is coming to the Philippines actually looks up to this guy, and this guy is trying to let him know that it's not a good move. And any of you guys out there know that you just don't marry somebody sight unseen and then take them back to the States and just start filling out the paperwork. You're gonna come over here and get married within like a week or two or whatever. It's basically the wrong thing to do, and especially because of the fact that once a Filipina leaves her country, she sees all the opportunities back in the U.S., or she may already know the opportunities from other Filipinas or whatever, and just sees this as an opportunity to get to the United States and then divorce you or whatever. Because a lot of women do this. It happens where sometimes a girl will get back to the States and they'll leave 2 weeks after they get there. Some girls will hang around for 6 months or a year or even a couple years, but they're looking for the opportunity to be able to leave that guy. Some of us have already been there. A lot of other guys know about this, or they've seen it happen to their friends or whatever. And the guy was asking me as a favor, to talk about it, because it is such an important topic. And for you newbies out there that are thinking about this, we've had guys back home that have called me. They've done the internet weddings and stuff like that from, I guess it was Nevada. We've had some of the guys do that. A couple of them had fallen apart already. They fell apart like 3 months after they got married on the internet, and the guy took the girl back to the U.S., but they had to come over to visit them. This was during COVID, part of that. And actually, one of them was not during COVID, but some of them have fallen apart already. There's a couple that are still going on. One guy I haven't heard back from. I'm not sure if he's still together or not. But anyway, I wanted to discuss this because the guy, and I want you guys to comment on this too, because not all girls that go back to the U.S. are going to leave you, especially if they've been with you over here for a few years or whatever, and you take them back to the U.S. They really know who you are, and there's a lot of good guys over here too. But we also have a lot of guys over here that aren't the best and brightest. So when somebody like that takes a girl back to the U.S., they see the opportunities of a better man, more money, to be able to move up the scale a little bit, the wealth scale. And we all know some women are like that, some women are not. A lot of good Filipinas are really, really decent Filipino women. Not all Filipino women are about money, and that's why we come here. And there's no telling which one's which. But if you're just grabbing a girl basically off the streets and marrying her and heading back home, I don't think that's the best idea. And I really, really want you guys to throw your comments out there about this, because I want this guy to get the gist of it, and maybe you guys can help out on this. Learn to say no. I'm not going to do this. You need to come over here and get to know the girl at least for a couple, 2 to 3 months, maybe 6 months or what have you. Then go back, take her back if you feel comfortable with her, because people change, and especially where there's money involved, especially where there's more opportunity involved. By us staying over here, I think a lot of expats understand why it works out better over here for many reasons. Number one, the girl's still around her family. It takes away the opportunity factor. But also, if you're treating a girl right and she's the right one for you, she realizes, well, if I ever go back to the United States, I'm fine because he's a good guy. He treats me good. He can take care of my needs. All that. That's important. And some women do see that value in a guy. But a lot of girls over here are kind of naive, immature, and a lot of guys back home don't understand that because they don't see it. They just talk to them on the internet, and they're seeing the best side of them, so they think that they can come over here. A lot of the older guys are doing this too. They're coming over here, and I've picked up a few of them at the airport, and they've told me, yeah, I'm getting married within the next week or two, and I'm gonna marry this girl, and I might take her back to the United States and stuff. And I never hear from the guys after that. I don't know what happened to most of them, but some of these guys, when they get them back, they divorce them. Especially the older guys, because a girl that's 25 or 30, a lot of the guys think that girl's gonna stay with them for the rest of their lives. They don't want to stay with some guy that changes diapers and stuff like that, or being taking care of somebody all the rest of their lives. You get an older woman, more mature, she's more likely to stay with you because she has the same issues as you have. I'm not talking about 40 years younger than you. I'm talking about within 10, 15 years of your age. And that's the thing you have to think about. And a lot of guys, they go for these younger girls, and these younger girls are quick-witted, and they're looking for opportunity. And a lot of guys just don't realize that for whatever reason. Even though they're in their 60s and 70s or 50s or what have you, they just haven't lived a lot. I'm not sure why I talk to these guys, and sometimes I walk away shaking my head, and I don't know if they were stuck in their mom's basement or whatever, and but they just don't get it. That they don't understand women at all. I'm not saying I understand women either. I don't think there's a man out there that fully ever understands women, because you'd never fully understand women. Let's face it. It's just a fact of life. But over here, I do know this, that if you stay here, you're in better hands and you're in a better place for many reasons. Because financially, your money goes further. You take a girl back home on your $3,000 or $2,000 a month and think that she's going to go out and work and be happy about it. She's probably not. Maybe she will work, but she's going to want to send some of that money home to her family and stuff like that. That's what a lot of guys don't understand, is that family bond and that family financial issue, where most girls want to support their family members to help them out when they need help. When they get sick or they go to the hospital, they want to buy a car, they want to buy a house or something like that. Most of these girls, they want to help their family, and a lot of expats don't want to help them. And the guys that are back home, they're not really expats. They're just an American that married a Filipina. They don't understand that. So you kind of have to give a little bit there, maybe not a lot, and just tell us, hey, look, well, I'm willing to send this much each month. If you want, I'll give you this money. You can do whatever you want with it, and the rest has to go towards our budget, honey. And that's the way it is. And some girls will understand that, and they're okay with that. But sometimes people get sneaky here. Oh, my mom's sick and she really needs money, so I'm going to do this here. I'm gonna write out a check when I go food shopping, and I'm gonna get $20 back because my supermarket does that. And I've seen that happen. And what happens is then they get that $20 or $100 or $200 or whatever, and it looks like you paid for a bunch of groceries, when actually you're supporting the family and you don't even see it. And the girl might, go out food shopping or something like that and be doing something like that. So a lot of times guys get ripped off back in the States, and they don't see it. And I've been there before. I know, I've seen it. And I think a lot of these newbies, they just haven't seen the world that much. They haven't experienced life that much. And a lot of us older guys have seen it. We do know about this stuff. We've been through it. We've been through divorces. We've been through relationships. We've been through problems in life. We know we have a lot more, we carry a lot more knowledge with us. And when we try to help these people, a lot of these people don't want to listen, especially these younger guys that are in their 20s and 30s. They think they know everything about the world, and they really don't. And I wish this guy would listen to me and his friend about not taking a girl from the Philippines because he's taking a substantial risk. I'm not saying it might not work out. I'm saying it probably won't work out because that's the way most of these relationships work. So you got to be careful. So I hope this guy hears me out there. And if you guys want to leave some comments in there, both good and bad, I don't care. I know some of these relationships do work out. Put those in there too. You know, I want to give them both sides. I want to be fair. But I will say this here, that this guy really needs to be careful, needs to hear this. And for you newbies out there, the same goes for you. For you guys thinking that, even for you, some of you old guys out there that are thinking of coming over here, grabbing a Filipina girl and taking her back to the States, and she's 25 or 35 or 40 years old, and you're in your late 60s, early 70s or whatever, or 80s, because we've seen that too. And we don't see that as often, but they come over here, they grab a girl and they take her back to the States. As soon as the girl gets back to the States, she takes off. And as sad as that is, it happens. And I wish a lot more people would pay attention to vloggers that talk about that, because it's the truth. But a lot of guys over here are basically pushing the women as oh man, you can get any girl over here at any age and you don't have to worry about it. That's simply not true. It comes with numerous factors that can happen to you, and not all the women over here are perfect, just like back home. You're just giving up problems back home for different problems over here. And some of those problems are family money issues, immaturity, and many other issues, So there are issues over here. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show. And leave your comments there, guys, to make sure this guy gets this, and all the newbies out there get this too. God bless, guys. Take care.